Yeah, what is up PPL fans, and welcome to the week 2 battle between myself, the Bayern Munich, and Colton and Shadow Gaming Hub. Colton, Shadow Gaming Hub, and his Osaka Eevees. That's the thing. And if you don't know what I'm bringing, if you want to know what I'm bringing, if you want to see the sets, go make sure to check out the team analysis videos. Links gonna be down in the description below. Also make sure to check out Colton and check out Juan Steele for recording the battle, and Troy the Trojan Horsey for genning my mons. The links all will be down in the description below. Make sure to check them out, as well as the PPL. So Colton's team is disgusting because it's fat and it's good, and he sniped a couple of my last season. He sniped one mon and got a couple others we had last season, but a lot of people think he has one of the best drafts. We proved ourselves last week by beating one of the best drafts, of the other best drafts. So you know, if we win this game, we're right back in being a top title contender, which is really nice. So yeah, the team that Colton decided to bring consists of Haxorus, Crocodile, Arcanine, Zepstriker, Mega Venusaur, and Mesprit. Somewhat surprised by not seeing Jellicent, somewhat surprised by seeing Arcanine, terrified by seeing Haxorus, annoyed by seeing Mesprit, and sad because of seeing Mesprit. Just because Mesprit is love, Mesprit is life. You know how it is. And also because Mesprit is a bit of an annoyance to my team. Can spread T-waves and can get up rocks just like Crocodile. So, looking at his team, Mega Arrow and Kyurem both have absolutely no switch-ins. He has nothing for any of them. So, what I decided to lead off with is Kyurem, because I outspeed Crocodile. If he's Scarfed, I can probably live every hit. I would have calced that if that was the matchup. Spoilers, it's not the league matchup. And I can just fire off an Ice Beam on anything. I can fire off a Draco on anything because he doesn't have Gramble or Jellicent. Jellicent would, of course, chew that. Also, if he leads with Zepstriker, I could just have a good matchup right away. If he leads with Mega Venusaur, I can also Ice Beam plus Draco that thing, and it's going to be dead, depending on rolls. And I can also beat Mesprit 1v1 unless it's... Though I can probably beat it 1v1, no matter what set it is. So, let's get into this game. You can see the teams in front of you, as always. Yeah, if you don't know what team I'm bringing, like I said, just check out the team analysis video. And let's go! So, Colton's issuing a challenge. Let's go. So, as I said, I'm leading off with MJ the Kyurem, as he decides to lead off with Mommy the Mesprit. I'm so sad. So, right here, I just have no reason not to go for Ice Beam. Right here, I already see he's not Scarfed, and I know that he's not fully offensive because that took that way too well. He's more of a Spread build. So, Psychic comes in, doesn't do a terrible amount, as you can see right here. I can pretty much chew that. He reveals to be leftovers, which is also good to know. So, this one I can just drop a Draco because he has nothing wants to take it, and this thing is gonna die to it. So yeah, I can just fire off a Draco, and as he brings in the Arcanine, which is gonna get 2-8 KO'd by this, unless, even if he's special defensive, he's not gonna appreciate this. So I can scout for damage, and I miss. So that's really unfortunate because I don't get to see what set the thing is. If he was Spread, he would have taken somewhat decently, almost well. And yeah, right here I make the switch into Manaphy, which I didn't really want to do initially, but I didn't have anything else to switch in. So Manaphy comes in, and at this point I can just fire off a Scald on anything because he doesn't have his water immunity and Jellicent. As he brings in Mesprit, which is a questionable play. Maybe he was expecting me to set up or something, I'm not sure, but get a Scald off, get a crit, which doesn't really matter. I don't get a burn, so that's fair. He gets Lefty's back, doesn't matter because this Expert Belt boosted Shadow Ball is gonna knock him out. That's the first kill of the game for Manaphy. Mesprit is down, which means no T-Wave shenanigans, no Stealth Rocks, because this is probably his Stealth Rocker, looking at it having leftovers. So now he brings out Killua, Zepstriker, and that's a threat and a half. So my only switch into the thing is Kyurem, as we know. And he reveals to be... That's one sec. He reveals to have Wild Charge right here, which leads me to believe that he probably is running Sap Sipper as well. So he's probably going to switch into my Shaman at some point. So, knowing that I can probably live every hit, this thing wants to throw at me. Even Overheat would be a roll, I think. I'm just going to Roost up. If he kills me, that is kind of fine, not really. But yeah, I can deal with that. So, go for Roost. Volt Switch is not going to do anything as he brings out Okami, the Arcanine. once again. And that's fine by me. First, I can get off my Roost right here safely and get back to a reasonable amount of health. And this Arcanine, as I said, is not going to appreciate Earth Power. Earth Power is a 2-hit KO on every Arcanine spread, even fully spit F. So, go for the Earth Power, and he reveals to be especially defensive with an Assault Vest. All the special bulk in the world. Interesting set on his part. And he also has Close Combat, as I saw before, but I live because Kyurem is a fucking beast on 2 HP, and since he's a Assault Vest, I know that he's gonna have E-Speed. So what I'm gonna do here is switch out into Mega Aerodactyl, preserve Kyurem as potential fodder for a Eevees Striker or anything really. Or maybe get a Roost off later on and then just continue to hit shit hard. So he goes for E-Speed right here. Not gonna do anything as I expected. And right now I can just Mega up and go for a Stone Edge. Nothing really wants to take that unless he's defensive Crocodile. So he brings out aforementioned Crocodile. As he also reveals to be Intimidate, so now Moxie shenanigans if that's in any way scary, which it isn't because I have Shaman as my counter. So, Mega the fuck up, the beautiful Mega Aerodactyl shows its face, and I can just fire off a Stone Edge and gauge damage on this thing, and I miss. Which is the second miss of the game, second time that I don't get the knowledge that I wanted, but what can you, not that big of a problem. So, I can just go into my Shaman here, nothing that I fear from this Crocodile, and he just goes for Stone Edge. Looking at that damage, he is not Bandit, he's not anything of that sort, he's also not Life Orb obviously, but he is definitely attack invested, heavily. So, that's good knowledge. Right here I just go for Earth Power. As I said, I expected this Striker to be Sap Sipper, so I just go for Earth Power. It's my safest play overall, it's going to get damage off on anything, and that's a dead Striker. That's a huge threat gone. Not a good play on his part, not gonna lie, I don't agree with that play whatsoever. Because even if he would have gotten Sap Sipper boost, he could not have killed my Shaman, so don't agree with that, but you know, what can you do? So, right now he brings out Cannibalisk, his Mega Venusaur, and I'm not going to stay in here, I don't want to take a Sludge Bomb, I can probably live one barely, but Psychic's not going to do anything, so what I decided to do here is sack my Kyurem off to the Mega Venusaur, as he actually decided to pull double into his Arcanine, which is interesting. I'm not sure what he was expecting there, but it worked out for him because he can just kill me off. Even if he had Sleep Powder or Mega Venusaur, this would have been a good sleep fodder, so guess what, Kyurem was my safest play, and he can just knock out my Kyurem with E-Speed right here. Kyurem goes down, but it put a lot of pressure on his team, which is nice. So, right now I can just bring back out the Mega Aerodactyl and get off an Aerial Ace or anything. He's not going to stay in, even if he does, I can live with Wild Touch somewhat convincingly, so. And he has already shown that Crocodile is his switch-in. So he brings in Crocodile once again, gets off the Intimidate, and now I can scout for damage by going for Aerial Ace. And that does somewhere around 30%, which tells me that he is not HP invested. Or not at all, not a lot. Maybe like 8 or something, not a lot. So that's good to know, which makes me think that he's definitely a Scarfed Crocodile. So go back into Shaman, so it still doesn't do anything. And from this range that Shaman is at, I can still take 2 knockouts from the thing, because it's going to be weakened after the first one. So what I decided to do is not go for a recovery move, but go for Psychic, expecting the Venusaur to come in right here. So he brings in Haxorus, which is a decent middle ground play on his part. Psychic does a lot of damage. Considering I'm barely invested, that's a hell of a lot of damage. So Shaman putting in work right now. I'm not going to say it on Haxorus though. I don't want to take anything, don't want to have him set up, so I just go into Tough here my Togekiss, as he reveals that he's just going to go straight for the Poison Jab, which is interesting to know, but Togekiss can live that because Togekiss is an absolute beast. Poison, he gets Poison, which is kind of annoying, but shouldn't be that big a deal. And right now I cannot speed him because I'm Scarfed, go for Dazzling Gleam, and he is Scarfed Haxorus. Which kind of made me happy, because that means he's not going to set up. Well, if he wasn't set up variant and stayed in, could have killed him, but he is Scarfed Haxorus, which is really good to know. That saves me a lot of trouble of a potential SD Haxorus. So I can safely bring out Registry right here because he's locked in the Poison Jab, and get up my rocks, which are going to be really nice to deal with this thing, the Arcanine, and a lot of other things. Just general chip damage, for example on the Mega Venusaur, which will allow me to take it out with a +3 Psychic from Manaphy. So, get up rocks, Arcanine comes in, not a problem. Well, it's actually a bit of a problem because he has 4 attacks, which means I'm going to have to pivot into my Mega Aerodactyl, knowing I can live a Wild Touch plus an Extreme Speed, unless he gets a crit, which he doesn't. As you can see right here, I live. He gets more recall damage off on himself, which is really nice for me. So, right now I'm just going to decide to go for a Roost, just because I want to keep Mega Aerodactyl at a good amount of health. As he goes once again into ANDiTKO, the Crocodile, and gets intimidated off. Same thing, rinse, repeat, but this time I go for Roost. which is nice. Crocodile is slowly but surely getting in range for this thing to 2-hit KO it, or to just kill it. Right now it's probably a roll on a 2-hit KO. And I get back to good health with Roost and can switch out back into Shaman. I don't fear him pulling a double right here. If he does, that's fine. I don't fear anything. So he goes for Stone Edge. Again, it still doesn't do anything. And now Shaman is getting kind of low on health, only sitting around half, so I just decided to go for a Synthesis right here. As he turns out to be not scarfed. He's actually Expert Bell, as he told me after the game, which is interesting to know. And he reveals also to have Fire Fang, which I know I can take that, and it really doesn't do anything. Look at that damage. So now I know that I cannot speed him, so I can just go for a Seed Flare on anything. Shaman is at good health, and nothing wants to take a Seed Flare with the potential of a special defense drop. Even Mega Venusaur with a drop, Psychic might just knock it out. So he brings out Haxorus, and this thing doesn't have the best special defense. We saw how much Psychic did to the thing. So this Seed Flare, which I actually connect, which is really nice, is going to do a hell of a lot of damage. And actually, that's the first Seed Flare of the season. And we get the Split F drop, which doesn't really matter because I'm not going to stay. Actually, I am going to stay in, never mind. I am going to stay in on Haxorus right here because, no, never mind. That was later on in the game. Excuse me. I'm going to switch out here and go into Registry once again because I don't think he's going to go for EQ. And even if he does, I can chew that. I can chew one and then switch out again. It's going to be a happy all fun time. So, right now, he goes for Poison Jab, which is nice, and I can just go for a Seismic Toss as he once again goes into the Crocodile. The thing once again is getting put in range, and when I go for Seismic Toss right here, because Clear Body is nice, I guess, Seismic Toss puts him 100% in range for Aerial Ace from Mega Aerodactyl to kill. Actually, I think it might still be somewhat of a roll, probably not. So, what I do here is just go into Shaman again. Same thing every time. He goes for EQ. Expecting me to stay in, expecting me to make that over prediction, which I didn't really feel like doing. So, and at this point, I can just click Earth Power. Nothing really wants to take that, even if he goes into Mega, so that's fine. It's damage, it's safe damage and everything, basically. So, Crocodile stays in and dies to Earth Ball. It's his second kill for Shaman, I think. First kill, second kill? I'm not sure. I'm very unsure actually, but hey. It's the second kill, yeah. Right now he brings out Haxorus, the Haxorus, and I decided to sack off Shaman right here. It doesn't do anything. I can maybe live it if he decides to over-predict. I can definitely live an EQ, but he goes for Rock Slide. Very interesting choice of moves there, and I can just knock him out with a Psychic. That's the third kill for Shaman this game. Fucking putting the team on its back. I'm not sure why it Rock Slide. I guess it's a better way to hit Mega Aerodactyl, not locking himself to Outrage. Fair enough, I suppose. Not my choice of moves. Now he brings out Cannibalist, the Mega Venusaur, and gets the Rocks damage, which is so crucial. And knowing I cannot speed the thing, I'm just going to stay in and go for Psychic, because at this point I have the game in the back. I have no reason to risk switching in Mega Aerodactyl or anything on the thing. Just go for the Psychic, get a huge amount of damage off on this thing actually, as you can see in a sec, right here. That does a good chunk, which means he's not Split F. And he's going to knock me straight out with the Sludge Bomb. So, thank you very much, Evergreen. You put in the finest of work. So, and now is just Mega Aerodactyl cleanup squad. I can go for the Aerial Ace here. I could have gone to Shaman, but I felt like Aerodactyl was more appropriate. And also, I'm not sure if Psychic would have killed from range. I think it was a roll. I didn't know his spread 100%. So yeah, go for Aerial Ace, Mega Venusaur, first kill for Mega Aerodactyl, and now Arcanine comes in. And from this range, I do not have to risk a Stone Edge. And I can just go for an Aerial Ace and knock this thing out. Second kill for Mega Aerodactyl, and that's gonna be the 3-0 victory for the Bayern Munich in the second week of the PPL. Whew. Yeah, we continue the trend from last season, winning the first 2 games, 3-0 each. So I assume next one's gonna be 3-0 as well, and then we lose to Necrosteeple. I guess that's how it's gonna go. Hopefully not. Well, if it goes exactly like last season, that's not gonna be bad. Anyway, MVP of this game, definitely Shaman, put in the team on its back so hard. 3 kills, and switch into Crocodile, which came in so many times, and it killed the Substrike with a threat. It got damage off on things, and it just killed Substrike, the Haxorus as well, another really big threat. It killed his 2 biggest threats, which is really nice. So yeah, Shaman just a really good mod in this matchup. I'm really happy. Mega Aerodactyl getting 2 kills, which is also nice, putting it at 2-1 after the unfortunate events of week 1. Togekiss in its first match not doing anything. You know, kind of unfortunate that it was a scuffed Haxorus, but what can you do? Kyurem, even though it didn't get any kills, it still put in a huge amount of work just because it got chip damage off on everything. Not chip damage, but it got damage off an Arcanine, and it was a huge threat to his team, putting pressure on his team, which is always nice. Pressure, get it? Because it's Kyurem? Yeah. Registeel actually seen the field like 2 or 3 times and not getting any damage off on it, if I recall correctly, so that's really nice. Getting up rocks was also really nice. Shaman working as an early game pivot into Arcanine also killed Mesprit, which was really important. And overall, I'm just really happy with the performance of the team and the overall performance of myself, actually. I think I played very solidly. I don't think there was any play I could have made better. So yeah, that's a good game to Colton, by the way. I think I said that after the game, but just say it this time again on the video, because GG, Colton. I think what I said before the game, that me having more experience than him is gonna help me in some way, was definitely true. I think I just made a few better plays than him in a few spots that just were so important that it made pretty much won me the game. But Colton really played a good game. He's definitely getting more comfortable with this format, and I really like the ideas that he has, because someone's thinking outside the box, which is always nice. Because who thinks of Spadef Arcanine with Assault Vest? I didn't. I can tell you that much. So yeah, that's the game. Thank you, as I said, Juan and Troy respectively. Thank you, Colton, for the game. And thank you to all the people I test matched between Slyro, Tapir, Bob, and I forgot who else. Fuck, I'm sorry. Who are you? Who else did I play? I'm so sorry, I forgot. Please don't hate me. Oh, Extreme Speed X. Yes, you. Thank you very much, all of you. Very helpful to have those test matches. And yeah, thanks to Ethan for the Merodactyl idea. You know, I'm just gonna say, if someone gives me an idea, I'm gonna say it, because I'm that kind of person, not unlike other people probably. I don't know. Is that normal? It probably is. I don't know. So I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you very much for watching. We're gonna continue the win streak, hopefully. Next week is gonna be against Jack the Donphanetic. In between that is a transfer window, which I wanna do something, but I can't unless I get a trade offer, which is nice. Which, you know, unless I get a good trade offer, I can't do anything, because there's only one mon I want to drop, and you can probably guess which one it is, and it's Behem, and I don't get enough money for that thing to get something good back. I would only get 3.75 mil, and I need 4 at least to get something good that I want. That's really unfortunate. Probably should have brought it this game, just to maybe put in work and get its price up. I don't know. But yeah. As I said, next week is going to be against Jack, the Donphanetic, and the Norwich Skitty. Really interesting matchup on both sides. They're massive threats. Once again, a really interesting and somewhat even matchup. I think we have, maybe we have a slightly better one. Not sure yet. I haven't planned all that much. But yeah, I'm going to shut up now. Thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to check out Colton and everyone else whose links in the description, PPL stuff and things. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. Hopefully see you guys next time. And with that, I'm gonna see myself out. Goodbye.